do a lot of writing, and I mostly write when I reflect. And when I reflect, I'm a lot more in touch with myself and where I am and my surroundings. So leading up to something that's happened to me recently, a couple of things in fact, and hello Ray, I'm in Malaysia, Ray. Hello mate. I just got your comment on YouTube there, just saw it, thanks. So leading up to some things that happened, and I just mentioned a gentleman there, Ray, who I spoke to, and I'll include that following this here, because it's connected. So I'll just read some of my thoughts here which underpin what the subject for today. So what it means to let go. And what I mean by what it means to let go was to let go of stuff I owned and ideas I had, and letting go of the future. What it means to let go and not only listen to what you hear inside of yourself, but to answer to the call if you do hear it. Answering to the call. What underpinned the final decision for me to let go was a very real awakening to the reality of how much time I had left to live. Now, I don't know how much time that is, but I woke up to the fact that, bang, it's limited. It might be 10 years, it might be 20 years, I hope it's 30 years. This put into perspective what was important and not so very quickly. Let me get this right. This put in perspective of what was important and not important. So very quickly the ownership of stuff, possessions, etc., could be seen for what they are and the effect on one's life and options I had. So I had the house, I had the car, I had the stuff inside it. It wasn't littered with junk. I still lived a fairly austere life, but I did own everything. But it didn't mean anything. For me, there was always a conflict of interest. One of the physical, by the way of the house and the items, and even for what I was working for at times. So eventually I discovered the conflict was the very real quote, "Possessions become your jailer." And the first time I heard that was from a friend of mine, Bruce. If you see this, Bruce, I think the first time I heard you say that, I might have said it to you. I think it was me who quoted that to you, and that resonated with my friend Bruce as well. Your possessions become your jailer. Now, this is just my own experience and why I do what I do now, so it is a part of my story. You see, when there is an internal conflict, one generally looks for answers or even diversions to the question of why, and I think the only real responsibility one has in life is to be true to oneself. The responsibility in life is to be true to oneself and not who ends up with the most toys, I think. It's interesting that some people late in life seek or look for one thing in the end, peace with oneself, and that's what I woke up to. So I was never a seeker of a lot of possessions. They never really made me feel great. My motorbikes did. They were cool. They were good fun. You were in touch with yourself when you're doing over 250k and no one's looking. That's good fun. You're really in touch then. 265k. I had the calling when I was young, and I did not altogether answer it. What I'm doing now was a calling I had when I'm younger. I didn't answer it. As time went by, I fell into the familiar of job, buying stuff, but never a lot, relationships, relationship pressures, and even working for myself, which I recommend to anyone. That is when, let's see here, working for myself, which is when, if not if not aware, if you're not aware, you can really lose ownership of what and why you do what you do. And then you lose time. You're young one day and you're snookered the next. Let's see here. Now this leads up to an event, a couple of events, but earlier on, some people know this, something happened to me which I won't go into, and that really changed everything for me. It changed everything forever for me. So destination was never a place, and the journey, the road to peace, the now, the moments. Now I'm a little bit disjointed here, I know, but I'm just reading notes, and hopefully you'll put it together as I put it together at the end of this little story, because things have changed, and that's good. The most in thought. Here we go. Yeah. So now, when was it? What are we, August now? I think in February or March, I herniated 2 or 3 discs in my neck, and I ended up going to physio. I was smart enough to know that I got a problem here. I went to physio. He knew it wasn't good, recommended an MRI. Now I'm in Da Nang, Vietnam at this stage. I went to have an MRI in Da Nang, straight in as a foreigner, straight in, boom, bang. It was really great. And I got a report, an immediate report. I got the x-rays and everything. And I looked at those, and I've had a few MRIs and a few different things, and I looked at that and I thought, well, yeah, that's about how it feels as well, from what I could see. There was a massive herniation there. Fortunately, it was just not quite pressing on the nerve, but I had lost feeling in my arm. I was getting pain all the time at certain trigger points, which were indications of close to the nerve, and I'd lost strength. That had impinged on my training and everything, and mood and energy even then, because I couldn't sleep. The sleeping, in fact, lying down with that sort of injury is the hardest. It was easier to sit up, so I just sat up all night. Now Ray is Ray was my GP in New Zealand, and I got in touch with Ray. And he was kind enough to ring me, and we had a video call, and through Ray's guidance, he suggested a few things to do. Now, I was really worried. I was at a point where I had been in touch through my best friend Boo. Hello, Boo. With her brother. She put me onto her brother, who's a high flyer in the medical world in Thailand, and he suggested the same thing as well. And in fact, I was going to go and see him because it was closer, and then I spoke to Ray, who I have complete faith in as well. And I thought I was going to have to return back to New Zealand. It was in my mind, that's it, this life's over, this is over, I'm done. Here's surgery, here's everything. It was a hard pill to swallow. And I spoke to Ray, and he suggested a few things. Now, I hope this helps other people as well. I changed my posture. Now, what triggered it was lying in bed with my neck cranked up. So I was watching television or watching old movies I like, and I was lying in bed sort of thing, and my head cranked up against the wall. And of course, after a few months, they blew out. They've done it before. And so I immediately responded to the suggestion, stop that, sit up at all times, change my posture, and with 3 visits to a physio, some electrical stimulation, and some good physio. The language barrier wasn't a problem because we were dealing with physiology, which is common across all language. And it come right, and it come right pretty quick too. And the pain dissipated and then went away altogether. So bang, there was going to be a big change in life. Operation, back to NZ, where do I stay, what do I do, everything like that. Avoided that one. And that sort of was a little wake up, oh great, I can carry on doing what I'm doing, but I didn't do anything much. And you've seen me on my bicycle and all of that. And so come August, July, June, early June. Now, from last year, I had been carrying something on my back, which I showed you in a previous vid of me doing the workout here with my straps, which I've just done, and it was bothering me. It was always itchy, and I couldn't see it. A couple of people had seen it and said, that doesn't look good, this big black mark on my back. Not only one, but it had got to a point where it had cratered, it had gone below the surface, and it was like my skin was being eaten away, or it was sinking in, but it was black, and there was some little white pustules around there as well. So in June, I showed a guy I had some respect for, an Australian guy, and right or wrong, he had said, well, I lost a sister to something that looked like that. She had something that looked like that, and she died. Oh shit! I suppose I better do something about it, but I didn't. And then I think in late, just trying to get my dates right here. What do we enter? In late June, or early July. I think early July. I was having a conversation in a social environment with another guy, and there was an American couple. Nice, good couple, you see, and this guy was talking about a few things, and the laws of travel and health and whatnot. And I said, yeah, I got this here, and he said, well, give us a look. And I lifted my shirt up and I had a jacket, and he said, Jesus Christ, you have to do something now. You have to go and do something today. That's not good. My brother-in-law, her brother, he had something like that going on, and it was over quick. Put the shits up me. Do you listen to other people? Well, a good thing about this was that that was early in the morning, and that day I went back to my digs, my place where I was staying, and I started thinking about this, and I had already made the decision to go to the hospital. Within the next 24 hours, less than the next 24 hours, I had thought that I had cancer, because that's what was in my head now. But before I had shown people, I was already not playing games with myself, but I already knew something wasn't right. And I said, I might get it out. And but this had fixated in my head now, and I thought I had cancer. I'll say the word, and I thought I was going to go. I was going to die. Now, two things come to mind, and later in that afternoon, early evening, I was in the room and talking myself into going straight to the hospital the next day. I didn't want to go at night time. I thought, no, I'll go. Yep, done. I'm going to go to hospital the next day. And then things changed for me. Then things changed. And I thought that that's what I've got. And I'm not going to be around for long. Now, that evening, this sensation come over me, this thought come over me, and like everything just went whoosh, boom, to this focal point in my head, whoosh, bang, just like that. And two thoughts, Winston Churchill, two thoughts were in my head, and I thought, wow, what have I done? What have I done with my life to balance it, to justify what's about to happen? And I thought, I haven't done anything, really? What have I done that adds up, that makes it worth it to go now? And I thought, I haven't done bloody anything. The things I had done didn't add up to this false reality, as it turned out, of maybe here for 6 months. That was interesting. But the second thing, and this was like there were two parallel thoughts in my head, and the other thing was, okay, maybe I've got 6 months to live. What am I going to do? And that's when it got real. What am I going to do? Because it doesn't matter what I've done. None of that matters. It's what time have I got left? And I've got to tell you, I was dead set serious about this. I thought that I was history. I'm on my own. No one to talk to. No one to run this through first. So this is what I was thinking, you know. What am I going to do with 6 months to live? And you know what? I didn't have an answer. I did not have an answer. Whatever I'd done didn't matter. Broke or poor didn't matter. 6 months to live, what am I going to do? Broke or poor doesn't matter. What am I going to do? And I honestly didn't have an answer. I went to the hospital the next day in the morning, got there. They shut down between 11:30 and 1:30 for 2 hours for lunch, so I got there at 10:30ish. Straight in. You know, even the security on the door saw Whitey walked in and they said, "This way, sir." And I kept it together. It was a little bit of a nervous taxi ride over, but I employed all the skills I had. That Jean, if you're watching, Jean, Ray, and had taught me in critical situations or stressful situations how to keep it together. I employed all of that, got there, stayed cool, went in. Immediately, I'd forgotten my passport and whatnot, but fortunately I had a visa, a photograph of my visa which had details on it. So they wrote me up, and bang, man, fast-tracked me into this doctor there. He had been trained in London, spoke good English, a guy probably my age, and we got on well. And it was boom, blood tests, the lot. He looked at it, he didn't say anything, you know, he just said, well, let's wait and see, and I think you'll be right, but let's wait and see. And 3 days later, he had my number directly, and he called me and WhatsApped me, and I'll get straight to the point. He goes, "You're clear, brother." Happy. And you know what? The point of this story, it was something else. It was a skin disease, skin thing that I've been treating, and I'm on top of it. But it looked bad. And yeah, this was all my own thinking. But I've been, you know, I'm out here. If you've seen some past vids, you've seen the backstory of what I've done to do this, and you know, even for me, it's difficult. I have my difficulties travelling, and but difficult or not, isn't life difficult anyway? I don't think it's meant to be easy, but to stay on point, what I realised was that it's not about all the stuff you have. It's not about the future. It's not about the past. It really is about the now. It really is. And when what finally put it together, like, as much as I'm out here doing this, there was still something missing in my purpose. I have my reasons to travel like I am, as free as I am, but there was something missing in the purpose behind it. And when I personally, and this is just my story, but when I personally thought, what have I done to justify dying now? And what am I going to do with the time left to me? And I had no answer. Bingo. That's what came out of that was, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I've done and what would I do doesn't matter. It didn't matter. It's what I do now. It's what do I do today. And you know what? There I started to see the thread to my piece. I talk about not making plans, to try to stay more in the moment. And I'm not saying that I haven't been walking the walk, because I've had some cracker experiences by just leaving life up to the moment, you know, random, in the wind. And I haven't been looking for anything either. But this little event that happened to me, I'm glad it happened. I'm really glad it happened, because it taught me that on one hand, life is pretty bloody meaningless anyway. It's what we make of it. You know, there is no rules. I talk about that. You know, it's your own rules. It's my rules. I don't think life really has any big meaning except to live it. Except to live it. Live every day and not think about living in the future. That come to my mind. The most important thing about dying is not living. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. Yes, there's other things going on up here that veil me from my life around me, that I struggle with, to keep in touch with. But I accept that now. I've learned to live with that. I don't push myself. But this event really taught me that it's every day is a clean new page. Every day is a clean slate, and it's what you write on that page that day. That's the only thing that matters, and that's what I got out of it. So for me, going forward, some of the fears dropped away. I carry fears with me. I still have fears, people, and but with the advent, with the thought of dying, like I really thought I was going to, oh fuck, not now, I just got on the road, not now. Oh shit, I just started, I paid a big price to get here. Not now, boom, bingo. And I got off the point I was going to say. But what it did was it opened it up for me. It opened up my purpose. It revealed my purpose to me. And that is just get on. Just get on getting on, Get busy living, get busy dying. It was as simple as that. Life is happening all around, all the time. And be a part of it. So that's my message. That's my message. Nothing's that important that you have to park it in the future. Because there's no guarantees. And this is a well-written story, a well-trodden path that we've all heard through friends or family that go early, that kick off early, or don't come home. Something happens, an accident, they don't come home. So I'm happy to say that it was about it revealed within myself that the little things that worry me, and I get scared about cocking up my cell phone and cocking up the laptop and getting hacked and making bookings online and not knowing what to do, because I get overwhelmed with all of this quite easily. Just don't, let it happen. Let it happen. And I lose it at times and go off, but because I was fighting it. And so the little things that I have to do to maintain this lifestyle are nothing compared to not being alive. They're nothing. They're real, but I've had my reminder. And that's what has put it together. That's what finally put the lid on the last little box for me. I really felt it, that all the things that I do stress and worry about, I now have something to remind me to balance those, that, hey, rather be here than not. So that's my story. Did I write anything else down? I'm not sure. Did I? Because I'm a good one for writing things down. I want to talk about. No, that's I do here actually. I have got a fair bit written down. Think about diets now. A matter of what have I got here? To let go so I can just live amongst as part of the journey. The rest of it, I think, is I've worked out. So now it's not a matter of thinking about dying. It's now a matter of thought of not living. It's not about thinking about dying. It's about thinking about not living. And that's what's given me the impetus to go forward now. So there you go. I'm still in KL. It doesn't agree with me here. That's me. I'm moving on in a couple of days. away from the city. I'll still be in Malaysia, and I've been getting headaches every day. It hasn't been good environment for me here in this big concrete jungle. So I haven't been motivated to do anything. Training's gone to hell. Eating's not good. Fortunately, a couple of days ago, I found a good place to eat that is good enough. But I'm going to move on, and I'll let you know about that. So there you go. I hope that makes sense. There's a mess. Now, there's one thing. I've got some a series of videos coming up, 4 in a row, because I still can't edit yet. I have learning difficulties, guys, so editing is a big thing for me, and learning how. So that's why I just let it roll. Now, I interviewed a guy that from Turkey. He was a crew on a yacht that had sailed up from Australia, and he'd picked it up down in Indonesia, the boat. The captain he knew from Turkey, they were coming up to Malaysian waters, and that yacht sank. He was in the water for over 30 hours, and the captain was in the water for 40 hours, and the third crew member went down with the boat. The guy Ates, A-T-E-S, lovely man, was staying here, and we just hit it off straight away, and I politely asked him, would you like to talk about it? The captain was there. He was cool. I was hoping to get them both together, but the captain's gone up to Penang. He's looking at salvaging his boat. It's in 40 to 50 metres, so he's trying to sort that out. And I managed to interview Artes over a series of 4 vids, because the camera only rolls for 35 minutes, and we were talking for 2 hours. So if you want to hear a real life story with the man's experience of being in the water and leading up to him getting on the boat and living, watch those. I just let the camera roll, and I just let him talk, and we've become real close. I just instantly got on with him. I'll be visiting him in Turkey in the future. How's that? So that's it for now. Let me just see if the camera's still running here. Oh yeah, no, we're good. This will be just one vid. We're 32 minutes into it. So I didn't put Artes' story up, the sinking boat. It was a 43 foot. He mentions the design of it. A 43 foot sloop rig boat that went down. A very interesting story. That's it. So see ya. Cool. Everything's cool.